there is a growing atmosphere of intolerance, and for this growing atmosphere of intolerance, the media itself is to some extent responsible, because the partisanship of the media has accentuated the differences between groups, has differences between creeds, differences between political affiliations. Instead of being an objective media which is neutral and truthful at the same time, because neutrality can sometimes be deleterious, can be harmful. So you have to be truthful between two people. One may be right and the other may be wrong, and that must come out in your narrative. Now, in picking who is right and who is wrong, there is an increasing partisanship in the political, talking of it, this is a global phenomena. If you've seen what is happening in America, Donald Trump is constantly attacking the media. Now, to some extent, he is right, because the entire media, except one Fox News, the entire American media had lined up for Hillary Clinton against him. And today, that same media is giving it back to him. So now, the media by itself per se is, what is the media? Is it the journalist? Is it the anchor? Is it the editor, the writer? Or is it the owner and proprietor? Ultimately, who is deciding? It's a very complex issue. I remember when I started my journalism with the Statesman, we were given one simple: your job is to respect the people's verdict. If people have brought into being the Bajrang Dal, the BJP, the Congress, the Communists, or anybody, it is my job. My job is not to criticize one or the other or play one against the other. My job was to respect the people's verdict and accord critical support to the establishment on an issue-by-issue basis. In other words, on the economy, on education, on water resources, on foreign policy. But there was no blanket that I am with the BJP or the Congress, or I am with Trump or with Hillary Clinton. This has been accentuated in recent years. Now, and who owns the media? And it has become particularly bad in the context of growing what you call crony capitalism. What is crony capitalism? Is that we have two parties. A is mine, heads I lose, tails you win, either way, and it is all held together by big industry. And big industry, whether you win or you win, either are in my control to some extent. Now that is the position of the media, particularly in this country. So it is very difficult to have a media which is bipartisan. I started my career in the Statesman. It was owned by about a dozen companies, not any one of them having majority shares. The result was that we could sustain the kind of policy I mentioned to you. Today, it will ultimately have to be determined by the pattern of ownership of the media. Otherwise, he who pays the piper calls the tune.